It's good to know your teammates. No matter what kind of game or sport you do, if you have a team, you want to know their strengths, weaknesses, abilities. You want to have perfect synergy with them, you want to understand each other without words if it's possible. And it's usually something that can be only achieved with people who are, cooperating with you for like many years. But in League of Legends, you queue up for a game and then you meet 5 people, actually 4, because one of these 5 is you, who never met each other before, will play one game and then will never see each other again. So, question is it actually possible to understand your teammates, to learn how they play, to learn what they are good and bad at? Yes, definitely it is possible, and today I will show you how. Trying to understand your teammates and adapting to them is something that you do every single game, even if you are not fully aware of that. That's just because it's our human instinct. We are born to work together and we are really good about it. The problem is that we evolved to be ready for natural environment, which is kind of different than what we see in League. Rules here are different, so this is something I'm going to discuss. And you may expect that I will use some advanced psychology to explain this, but actually, no. It's all about basic geometry. Yes. So, let's talk for a moment about the things that you do. Imagine that the game just started and people are already flaming each other. What do you think? FF15, don't you? Yeah, I know, it can be tough sometimes. But actually, having flamers in your team is very good news if you know how to work around it. On the other hand, imagine that you play support and your AD carry is very nice to you and he even buys wards. What does it mean? It means that you should KS everything you can, because he's not going to carry you. And same thing goes with shot calling. Imagine that you have 0-5 Yasuo. Are you going to listen to his calls? No, you won't. And you're dead wrong. Why is that? Let's quickly change the background and we'll talk about it more. Okay, let's think about it. Your division in League of Legends is a reflection of your overall performance in course of many games in a long run. What does this mean? This is a pure reflection of your skills. What kind of skills? Well, to be good at League, you have to have good micro, so farming, fighting, skill shots, all this stuff. You need to have good macro, so here we have all the strategic decisions, shot calling that we make, and also you need to have good teamwork. This is something that you are learning today. And let's put it in some numbers. Let's say that our elo can range from like 1 to 1000. 1 will be Iron, and the higher the better, so 1000 will be Challenger. And at the same time, all of these skills that I was just talking about, we can rate them 1 to 10. Yeah, so 1 will be level of play in Iron, and 10 will be level of play in Challenger. So, if we will have player who has micro from Iron, macro from Iron, and teamwork from Iron, so we have 1, 1, and 1, and multiply this, we get 1, which means that this player belongs to an Iron. But if we have 10 in micro, 10 in macro, and 10 in teamwork, we have nearly perfect player, or actually, yeah, perfect. So this player goes to Challenger. So if we look at this, we can clearly see that our micro times macro times teamwork equals to our elo. Does it look familiar to you? It should. What if I will give it some other letters? How about now? Okay, how about now? Does this look like something you know? Yes. The relation between your skills and your elo is exactly the same what is relation between measurements and volume. What does it mean in League? Let's go for that. what do we use for volume in day-to-day life? Mostly for drinks. So here I got a bottle and I got a glass. As you can see, this bottle is slim but tall, and this glass is much shorter but wider, but their volume is roughly the same. As you see, will I do it? Yeah, goes well. Perfect. Exactly the same volume. What does this show us? It shows us that measurements when it comes to volume are always related. If one of them will be higher than another, then other must be lower to make up for this. What does it mean for leak? Important thing is that exactly the same rules apply in our game. How does it work? One thing we need to understand. Same rules that applies to everything what's related to volumes applies to leak as well. Because we can calculate ELO and volume in the exactly same way. So let's imagine that we are playing on 216 ELO in this scale that I was presenting you before, like from 1 to 1000. Pretty average. We have one player who has his skills rated 6, 6 and 6, that gives us 216. All other players in the game should be roughly the same, so let's assume that they are. We can have another player who can have much worse micro, he can miss minions when he's farming, he can fight worse, but then he has to make up for this with some other skills. In this case, it's his macro. 4 times 9 times 6, 216. So if you are just meeting the player and you see how he's playing for 2 or 3 minutes, you can quickly see what kind of skills he has or he hasn't, and by that you can try to estimate if the skills that he didn't show up yet are high or low. Like in this case, if we have player that we know that has like 6 macro, let's say that he's giving some calls but not really much, he's pretty average in that, and his teamwork is kinda lower because he's blaming your teammates, he's not really cooperating with you. What does this mean? This means that his micro must be much higher. In this case it would be 9. Can you use it? Can you use this knowledge? Of course you can, because now you know that if the player has weak skills in one area, he's always making up for this with some other areas, and this is the knowledge that you can use in your game. So what does this mean in practice? In practice it means that if you have 0-5 Yasuo in your team, he's probably the guy whose calls in late game will be on point, so you should follow him. And as well, if one of your teammates is flaming you since the start of the game and he just insulted your mother for no reason, right thing to do is to gank him, to give him a shield, to sacrifice your life for him, because he's the guy who will probably carry you through the game. He's the best fighter after all. Must say that all, and you can't argue with that. So, if you think that videos like this are helpful and will let you get better in League, please click the like button down below and subscribe to my channel. You can also share it with your friends, I will be really glad if you will do that. And as well, good idea maybe to check one of my other videos. And for now, see ya and good luck on the Rift. Hey!